What up? So I'm about to show you how containers in technology are a lot like shipping containers. First, let's talk about containers in technology. So with containerization, you take a physical server and you install a guest OS on it. And the virtualization at the guest OS level, this enables us to create multiple containers on top of the guest OS. So I can create the green container and an orange container, and then within each container, you can then install an application. So I can install app A in the green container, and then I could install app B in the orange container. And the cool thing is containers in technology, they're a lot like shipping containers. So shipping containers are isolated or contained from each other. So if I gave you a flashlight, I had you walk into the container on the left, I then shut the door, you're only going to see the contents and goods inside of that specific shipping container. You're not going to see any of the goods inside of the other shipping container on the right because the two containers are completely isolated from each other. Well, containers in technology, they work the exact same way. Each container is completely isolated from each other. So if you attach into the green container on the left, you would only see the processes and file system for that respective container. You wouldn't see any of the orange container's processes or the file system when you're attached into the green container. And there are a lot of other ways that shipping containers are like containers in technology. So with shipping containers, one malfunctioning container might damage the goods inside of that specific container, but the goods in the other containers should be okay. And it's the same for containers in technology. If the green container starts to malfunction and tries to utilize a lot of the physical server CPU or memory, there's actually controls in place on the guest OS that will prevent the malfunctioning container from impacting the applications in the other container. And this is really a key point with containerization. So since the apps in each container are isolated from each other and they won't negatively impact each other, we can now safely run multiple apps on the same guest OS. And this leads us to one major benefit of containerization. Containerization can lead to far fewer guest OS installs. So for example, before containerization, if you had to deploy 10 apps, you would typically deploy 10 guest OS instances, one guest OS instance for every app. But with containerization, we only need to install one guest OS instance to run 10 apps. Very, very cool stuff. All right, I hope you understand a little bit more about containerization, but honestly, to understand the true power behind containerization, you need to understand container orchestration. If you're interested in learning more about container orchestration, leave me a comment. That's all I got. I appreciate you.